When the world needed him most, the Avatar returned. Hey guys, my name is Mike, Novice Cinephile, and today we got the most awesome news ever. Paramount Plus, that streaming service we all made fun of, didn't care about them climbing up the mountain during the Super Bowl. Paramount Plus is launching Avatar Studios. Avatar Studios is going to be headed by Mike and Brian, the original creators of Avatar The Last Airbender, my favorite show of all time. I can't wait. We're going to read the article from the Entertainment Weekly. This article was written by Rachel Yang, so check that out. I'll put a link in the comment down below if you want to read it for yourself. But we're just going to go through it here right quick and break down this huge announcement of Avatar Studios. So, Nickelodeon is launching Avatar Studios, a new division to create original content spanning animated series and movies based on the world of Avatar The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, which I think is interesting. So that means we're also going to probably be going between the two time periods and probably past Korra and before Last Airbender. We'll talk about that in a second. The network announced Wednesday during Viacom's Investor Day presentation. Original creators and executive producers Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko will lead the studio as co-chief creative officers. That's key because these dudes left Netflix pissed after whatever happened on that live action show. So Mike and Brian are back. Awesome. The first project is already lined up, an animated theatrical film set to begin production later this year. In an exclusive statement to Entertainment Weekly, DiMartino and Konietzko expressed their excitement to, quote, develop our franchise and its storytelling on a vast scale in myriad exciting ways and mediums. It's hard to believe it's been 19 years since we created Avatar The Last Airbender, they said. But even after all that time, there are still many stories and time periods in Aang's world that we are eager to bring to life. We are fortunate to have an ever-growing community of passionate fans that enjoys exploring the Avatarverse as much as we do. I always felt that Avatar The Last Airbender had mega franchise potential. Not just the initial story of Aang, right? Or even the sequel story of Korra, but with the novels we get Kyoshi or Yang Chen or Kuruk or Roku. You can do so many different things. You can tell a story in the Avatar universe that's not even about the Avatar. So I really love that Mike and Brian can seemingly have enough control to go wherever they want to with the story, get in different creatives to tell different stories, have an anthology series. I really expect them to go wild with this. They continue to go on and say, and with this new Avatar Studios venture, we have an unparalleled opportunity to develop our franchise and storytelling on a vast scale. There we go. They continued with, we are exceedingly grateful to Nickelodeon President Brian Robbins and President of Nickelodeon Animation, Ramsey Naito. I'm sorry if I screwed up your last name, Ramsey. My apologies. For their enthusiasm and respect of the Avatar property and us as its stewards. From the start, they've supported our ambitious plans and created a positive, proactive environment for us. DiMartino and Konietzko concluded, we're excited to be back at Nickelodeon where Avatar began, doing what we do best in the biggest way possible. We can't wait to build the great teams and productions to make all of this fantasy a reality. I can't wait to see what these guys cook up. That was it from Entertainment Weekly. Again, links to the full article down below if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. So, what can Avatar Studios do? What can they make? How can they stretch a 3-season show into a full series? Well, I'll tell you. So, the first thing they gotta do, I think this is what the feature-length movie is gonna be. The first thing they gotta do is find Zuko's mom. Now, that happened in the book The Search, right here. They already told that story, and it's pretty good. I like The Search. However, they can either adapt that or they can make their own unique story for the film. The only reason I think it has to be a version of The Search is because the original series ends with Zuko looking for his mother. And then the first season of Legend of Korra poses the same question: what happened to Zuko's mother? So that leads me to believe that they have to bridge that gap. They have to. There's no other storyline I think that would make sense. I mean, you can tell a different story, an original story, or adapt one of the books, but I think that's the clear, obvious choice. The Search has a lot of great moments. It's not my favorite Avatar comic or anything like that, but I think it would be worth adapting if you could make a few adjustments to it. It's also considered Avatar canon. So this is the story of how they find Zuko's mother. So they would have to either pull a Star Wars on us and say none of those comic books are canon anymore, which I wouldn't hate, or they would just have to adapt this manga style and use this as the story for their first movie. Another thing that they can do, though, they can go crazy and do an Avatar Kyoshi adaptation of the novels we got for Kyoshi recently. The Rise of Kyoshi would make a pretty good mini-series. Also announced that they're going to have various different things, TV spin-offs, continuations, theatrical releases, even shorts. So I wonder if we get like an anthology series or something like that following a different character. Like, I think an anthology Avatar series would be really cool, and you can even spin out from that. So if you, for example, have an anthology just called Avatar, Legends of the Avatar, right? You follow Avatar 1, Avatar Kuruk, Avatar Kyoshi. You can follow all these other characters, and if they are interesting enough, you can just make a show based on that character. Now, the Avatar universe has a lot of potential. They have a lot of great side characters. Asami, I think, is a really good side character. A lot of the non-benders are really interesting. So I think you can also do something like that. A lot of this also seems to be animated. So I wonder if in their contract with Netflix, if there's something keeping them from doing live action stuff. I guess if you're not doing The Last Airbender, there's no point in doing live action stuff. Also, I wonder what happens with the Netflix thing now. It's kind of funny how Mike and Brian last year blew up with Netflix, right? Released that incredible Instagram post, basically putting them on blast, to then go to Nickelodeon and have an entire studio for Avatar. It's pretty insane. I don't think the live action show is needed. I'm cool with getting an Avatar only universe. I just want to know the balance between comic lore and the continuation. Also, casting. Do we keep the same voice cast? I think the same voice cast for The Last Airbender and Korra are perfectly reasonable, except for the voice of Aang. Tom Holland's probably going to end up being Aang because Tyler, the kid who used to voice Aang, he's not really into voice acting anymore. Also, he's like 25, so I don't know if he could pull off 13, 14-year-old Aang. But there's so many things we need to learn. We need to learn what happened to Sokka. We need to learn what happened to Suki. We can dive deeper into Korra's lore and have a series with the gang as adults. And we also follow Tenzin and Bumi and all those characters, their children. That might be pretty interesting as well. Again, or you could just create characters we don't know. Show us the Avatar after Korra. That might be interesting. The Avatar universe is so vast and big and epic on a grand scale. It's more Lord of the Rings than it is Star Wars, in my opinion, with just the way the world building is set up. Star Wars is very Skywalker centric. Everything you do ends up having to take you back to the Skywalkers, whereas Lord of the Rings, you can go to this age, you can go to that age. Yeah, it's going to involve the rings, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to involve, Bilbo Baggins or Frodo, for example. You can go in other directions, and people love it just fine. I think Avatar's the same way. It doesn't have to be about Aang. That first movie got to be about Aang. But everything after that, it ain't got to be about Aang or Korra. You can do anything you want. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Avatar way more on this channel now that this announcement has been made. We were going to talk about Avatar anyway over the summer, but I can't wait. I have so many thoughts on this. I'm interested to see how it develops though, because Aaron Ehasz is working on Dragon Prince. He was one of the main writers of The Last Airbender, and so I think it was in 2019, was on Twitter pitching ideas for a hypothetical season 4 of Last Airbender. So I am curious to see if any of that stuff is used. This will be fun. This will be fun. This is the best news we've had in over a year. Yeah, oh, yeah. Spider-Man got a title and Loki's confirmed for the summer. Who cares? Avatar Studios, baby. That's where my heart is at. Water Tribe Nation. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you have any theories on what this show can be, let me know in the comments down below. We'll be talking way more Avatar, Korra, all that good stuff in the future. Again, my name is Mike. Talk to you guys later. Stay flaky.